One. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the One Up Me podcast. This is episode 14. We're going to be talking about our esports, really sports. Going to do some deals of the week, some awesome news, and then get into the main topic, which is our esports, really sports. We're going to be talking about opinions, how it's getting bigger, and just a lot of cool stuff that's happening. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back once again to the One Up Me podcast. My name is Ryan, as always, with my co-host here, Jordan. How you doing, Jordan?
Wonderful.
Wonderful news. You've been playing some good games this week?
Of course, as always.
I noticed before we started, you kept playing. You've been playing Half-Life like all day. I had to beg you to get off so we could record the podcast.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that we were going to record today.
Oh my gosh. I was like, Jordan, it's like 2 in the afternoon. We're supposed to record at 11. He's like, what? What are you talking about? We're not recording
we're not
tomorrow.
Recording today.
I'm like, I'm going to be out of town the day after recording this until basically until we record the next episode. And he's like, yeah, we're recording tomorrow. I'm like, no, we're definitely not. I'm going to be out of town.
It's like, no, you're not. You don't go out of town.
I thought you were going to record before.
Yeah,
and then I was like, didn't you get off work? Or you're off work. We determined this was the best day because I wasn't going to be out of town and you didn't have to work. Oh my gosh, I don't even.
So between me finally having a day off, and me playing Half-Life, I'm just glad this episode's happening.
Stay up until 4 in the morning, kid.
I know. I stayed up till 4 in the morning. I shouldn't have. But I'm almost done with Half-Life. I have one more chapter. I'm like halfway through.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm like halfway through the chapter before the final chapter.
So would you recommend it?
Yes, 100%.
After all said and done? Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would definitely recommend it to people. It's hard enough just to be enjoyable. You know, it's not like Dark Souls hard, but it is like...
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
What you're saying?
Yeah, it's
right.
not. And, different stuff. Stuff you take for granted in other games, like being able to jump off a cliff and not take fall damage. Well, in this game, you'll take fall damage. Like, it can kill you.
In Dark Souls, you just die. If you fall off a cliff.
And different stuff. And so it's just like... A lot of the newer games have kind of babied me, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of the games in was it probably the mid 2000s and stuff kind of got pretty easy for a little while, like the Assassin's Creed and stuff. And it seems like games have kind of gotten a little bit harder in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe.
Exactly. I've still been playing some OverWatch. I still haven't jumped into competitive just because of my stupid work schedule, and hopefully that'll change soon enough. And I've also been playing some Warframe. I'm trying to get back into that. They've released some really awesome stuff. I'm excited for it. TennoCon. TennoCon is like Warframe's...
Con?
Yeah, con, pretty much. It's like their E3. So they talk about all the developers.
I still like to get into that.
It is awesome. I think you'd enjoy that more than ESO, to be completely honest.
Man, I just can't get into ESO. I did play a little bit. We played a little bit of that this week.
We still just have no clue what we're doing.
I don't know. I put like 6 hours in the game. I feel like if I put 6 hours into a game and I'm not enjoying it, I'm probably not going to enjoy it.
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel. And
that's a lot.
I like Elder Scrolls enough.
I love Skyrim. I love Skyrim. I just don't like MMOs. I think it's a problem.
Yeah. And see, that's my thing with Warframe. Like, it's just, it's a multiplayer game, but it's also like, it has a beautiful single-player mode, and they just released some cool stuff, like hoverboards and some awesome new storylines.
Hoverboards like 2017 hoverboards?
No, like
real
hoverboards.
Those are the best hoverboards, right?
They are the best hoverboards.
Hoverboards that don't actually hover, those are the best.
I still want one of those. I just haven't bought one.
Oh my gosh, they're the douchiest thing.
They are.
I saw somebody riding a hoverboard earlier this year. What are you doing?
I don't know.
You look like an ass hat. Like, I don't know. That's the best way to describe what you look like. You look like an idiot.
Yeah, but long story sweet.
Long story sweet.
Yep, Half-Life is awesome. Warframe, I'm excited about it. I made myself a list. If you're following me on Twitter, you know what that list is.
I need to check that out. I got a bunch I need to read too. Yeah.
I figured I'd make myself a list. I'd pin it to my profile, and so if anybody like wants to know, they can ask me, how's this going? How's that going?
Yeah.
Because I'll post as I beat the games and whatnot. But at the end of the tweet, I was like, honestly, I just want to say screw all these games, and I just want to play Warframe, man, because I have so much fun. Yeah, even though I have no clue what I'm doing, I always forget the controls. It's just an awesome game. And yes, I'm 100% overwhelmed by everything in Warframe just because there's so much going on. But it's just really fun to be a space ninja. Like,
you just play for free.
Exactly. Ninjas play for free. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right. I have been playing
a lot of games.
A lot of games.
It's
kind of, I don't know, kind of sad because I don't know, this past couple weeks I just haven't been feeling it. Just because I've been playing I played The Witcher, Hollow Knight, Prey, some Vita games, Street Fighter, and Overwatch. Those are some, and then I've had maybe even a couple more games that I'm not mentioning. But I'm stuck in The Witcher, I'm stuck in Hollow Knight, and I'm stuck in Prey. Like, I'm just trying to find something, that I can beat. I don't know. It's been a little frustrating. I think I'll end up beating all of them eventually. I'm just trying to find maybe some short game that I can play and not get stuck on. It's just, I don't know, a little bit frustrated with the whole thing right now. But I think I'm about to go on this vacation where I'm probably not going to play very many video games, so it might help me out a little bit.
Yeah, kind of just clear your mind and whatnot.
I mean, I'll probably bring my Vita or my 3DS or my Switch or something, but I don't know. I just been a little frustrated with the fact that I'm stuck everywhere. I don't know. I just don't know where to go in these games right now.
The one game that you've been playing on your list that surprises me is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you're playing that.
I mean, I played it a little bit when Street Fighter V first came out, and I actually got decent at it, but I forgot everything about it apparently because I suck now, even more than I did already. But I mean, I do like the game. There's a lot of extra characters and stuff. When that game first came out, it was kind of bare bones, so it's kind of nice to see that they've continued to support it. Capcom seems like they've kind of done a really good job the last few years with Street Fighter V, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil 7. So it's nice to see that they've continued support on it.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a whole lot to say on the games I've been playing. I do like all of them. I'm kind of stuck on them right now. So I won't spend too much longer on talking about that. I'm going to continue to pluck away at them. I have been enjoying playing the Vita that Jordan's letting me borrow. Been playing some Geometry Wars. I love Geometry Wars.
That's a good game. It's a real good game.
Yeah, I really, really like it, so I'm glad. I've got a bunch of games. I may just take that on vacation and like play some Shovel Knight or something.
Just do that, man.
It's
a good little system.
Oh, it's great. It's probably technologically the best pure portable system.
Oh yeah,
that's ever been.
Especially just for the size it is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day about how honestly I wish the Switch was a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just so I could put it in my pocket. Not that you can't find pants that have pockets that can fit the Switch. It's just that I just wish it was a little bit smaller sometimes.
I can see that. I can see them coming out with a smaller version eventually. Cool. I mean, I don't mind it, but yeah, I can see them coming out with a smaller version. I'm gonna go ahead and move on from what we've been playing though, just because I don't think there's much more to talk about.
No.
We do have a little bit of a deal of the week here. I don't even know how big of a deal of the week this is, but Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, can be found. I found it at $20, I think new at GameStop, and I think it's available through other retailers and stuff at $20. So if you haven't played that game, I definitely recommend you go see if you can get the complete edition once again for $20. And just remember to continue looking out throughout the month for Twitch Prime deals. You'll get all these free games continued throughout the month. Every day, check. And then Amazon Prime Day is also coming up. Just wanted to throw both of those out there. I believe Amazon Prime Day starts the 15th or the 16th. The Monday, the day that this comes out, I believe it will be Amazon Prime Day. So check that out.
Amazon Prime Day starts July 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern
16th.
time.
Okay. So just keep an eye on that throughout the day for deals and stuff on a multitude of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for the deals of the day. Starting out with the news, we have something that I kind of added last minute. Just wanted to throw out there. Overwatch's Pink Mercy skin raised over $12.7 million for breast cancer awareness. So that's just, a little bit of a clap there.
Great.
It's very awesome. Obviously a great cause. I got this specific article from Destructoid, but it's all over the internet, not even on gaming
everywhere.
sites. But I mean, I didn't pick it up because I'm poor, but I would have if I had money. But they also raised like over $100,000 through other means, like through people buying T-shirts and emotes and stuff. So obviously, this is a great thing.
Yeah, I bought the skin, and then I watched some of the streamers, and I forgot how they did it with the streamers, but you got custom sprays and whatnot in the game.
That's what it was
for watching them and stuff. And so that's kind of cool. It does look awesome, in game. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome skin.
And it's cool, also usually it's one of those things where it's like, man, I spent money on this, and it's paying for people's bills and it's helping them live life and whatnot, but at least with this I can be like, hey, I donated to a cause that's important, and I got a cool game in cosmetic.
Exactly. And nobody this 100% of the proceeds went to the let's see, what exactly was the BCRF? I think it's Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Yeah, that's what it is.
And I definitely think
Blizzard, PlayStation, something, nobody got anything but that company.
Yeah, other companies should definitely do this because, one, it's awesome to do that as a company, and two, it definitely, it's just a cool thing for players.
Sorry.
It's really cool to see that, they want to give back and that we get something cool instead of just, not that people don't just like giving money to causes and whatnot, but this is cool to be able to have an in-game cosmetic.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's let's see. It says it's the largest single donation by a corporate partner within 1 year of the entire 25-year history of the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So that's insane. Yeah. This was raised in 3 weeks, so it really is astounding. So just once again, bravo to all those who donated and watched the streams and everything. You really did help. I mean, that's a massive donation. That's just insane, really.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
You got one last thing to say?
No, I was just saying it was really cool.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Definitely. Moving on to less important but nonetheless cool news. The GameCube may be getting a mini. Jordan, you heard about this?
I know. Yeah, I saw this. I think Twitter showed it to me in my gaming news or whatever that thing is called on Twitter. But I saw this. This is from Tech Radar. Nintendo trademarks point to a future GameCube Mini.
Oh man!
And it's pretty cool. I'd definitely buy this because I want a GameCube. There's so many games that aren't on the Switch or 3DS that are only on GameCube.
You never really had a GameCube, did you?
No, I played other people's.
And the GameCube might be it's a contender for my favorite console of all time. So
it's definitely as much as I played it, but I didn't play it enough. There's still games that I want to go through.
Yeah.
There's still some of my favorite games on there.
I mean, I love it so much.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Great games.
There's just a lot of good games.
I mean, and it is important to note that just because Nintendo trademarked GameCube doesn't mean 100% that they will release a GameCube Mini. Companies, they trademark things all the time just to get the trademark. So it's not guaranteed, but I mean, as well as their other have done, it's
true.
It's a good sign.
So this probably is in the works. I don't think we'll see it anytime soon.
I think we could see it next year, maybe.
That's what I was gonna say.
Although maybe I could also see them just going it's out around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because this is something that people will be like, holy crap, or they'll see it. They'll be at a Target or something and they'll look at and they'll see it and they'll, oh, my kid would probably like that. So it's also something that they could probably very easily just drop.
Oh yeah, and they know it sell. I mean,
it'll definitely sell.
Given the success of all their other mini consoles, because I would buy one.
Yeah, definitely. At the same time, though, to keep in mind, there has not been an N64 Classic or Mini.
True.
So you kind of think that they would do that first, maybe release that this year. And they also, I believe, filed a patent for the Nintendo 64 recently.
I believe I saw that as well.
So maybe that this year and then GameCube next year or something. I would want both of those.
Exactly. And it looks cool for collectability, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's also... Because it's hard upkeeping older consoles and whatnot. You know, finding parts to fix them and whatnot.
My GameCube is like on the fritz. And so is my N64, actually.
Yeah, so this is really cool. But, you know, for me personally, if they cut it off after the GameCube, I don't need a Wii Mini or a Wii U Mini. Please don't make that.
I was thinking that the GameCube might be the last one. They might do like a Game Boy. I could see them doing a Game Boy Mini and then doing Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games on it or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We may just call it Game Boy Advance Mini or something.
Yeah, or Game Boy Mini or something. That'd be cool.
Something like that.
I'd buy that just because it's awesome, you know? It's really cool to be... As much as I like playing cross-platform games, you know, like my 3DS is great and awesome, and I like being able to play games on it, it's really nostalgic to be able to pick up a Game Boy and play games on that, you know, system. And they're going to be using newer-ish technology. Maybe it'll have, like, you know, a sweet LED screen or something. You know, who knows? If they did the Game Boy.
It'll be... It's not going to be like exactly like it was in the 90s.
So that's pretty cool. Nintendo, they do a lot of cool stuff. I'm happy for
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah. I'm excited for if and when this comes out.
That's
definitely. This next story, CyberPunk Creator on the 2077 game Perfection Takes Time. This is on IGN.com. Excuse me. Okay, so basically it says, to make Cyberpunk 2077 the best we can, we need space, we need time, we need the privacy to mull it over, says the creator, Mike Pondsmith, of the cult classic tabletop game.
Big Daddy Mike.
Big Daddy Mike. I've never heard him called that before.
I think I'm the only person that calls him that.
Maybe you could tweet at him and call him Big Daddy Mike, see if he bans you.
Maybe. I need to play this game. There's been more information that's been coming out about this game, but I've avoided it like the plague. Even though it's not a lot of information, I want to go into this game as blind as I can.
I mean, I still think this game is years out, honestly. I think 2020 probably, 2020, 2021.
I think the latest would be 2022.
Yeah, man, oh my, if that game's still 4 years away, that's insane, but at the same time, I could see it.
The
article, it goes on to say, Mike says the game that we have right now is pretty damn close to what I've built myself if I went at it alone in a broom closet. So that's pretty exciting. He said, "Oh my god, that's perfect. That's downright perfect." Like, clearly, if you like the board game, you're gonna like this, unless something has gone terribly wrong. Because the man who invented this IP, I guess, has been working on it. I didn't know how close he'd been working on it, but it seems like he has been working on it really closely with CD Projekt Red, and he's super, super excited. So all this makes me even more excited to play this game that I'm already pretty stoked to play.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Like, it's...
I mean,
I'm like past the point of excitement. Yeah. I'm like speechless when it comes to this game.
And people were so excited coming out of the E3 demo, the behind closed doors demo.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked about this game, and apparently the creator is too.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what comes of it. It also doesn't help that I've been lurking around the CyberPunk 2077 Discord and been talking to people about it and stuff.
You've been lurking?
Well, yeah, like we have some cool conversations over there, man. Like they talk about some cool stuff, games, and talk about fan art and whatnot, and it's just awesome.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Apparently fans are making a new Portal, Jordan.
I'm okay with
this. You're a big Portal fan, aren't you?
I am. I love Portal.
You can probably speak to this more than I can. I've only played a part of it.
Dude, we should totally play Portal 2 together. There's co-op.
Oh, is there? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I think I own Portal 2. No, I own Portal 1.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe we can get it the next
Steam sale or something. Probably for like $1.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. I mean, it came out in 2011, so.
What exactly is this about? This is more along your lines, story-wise.
So this is from Kotaku. Fans are expanding Portal's universe even if Valve won't. So Portal came out, like I said, in 2011. Portal 2, came out in 2011. And it's been 2 years in the making, and it's being developed by Diane Creations, a group of 13 people who began working on the project back in 2015. So they loved Portal's world, and they liked the unique physical puzzles that it conjured there and whatnot. And they recently shared some more information and tons of screenshots, and they said it's about 95% complete.
Okay.
And so it's free on Steam for anybody that already owns Portal 2. So it's an expansion on a DB.
This is kind of like Portal 2.5.
Exactly, yeah. And you can go through, and it includes a 5-hour, 5-chapter campaign encompassing over 20 new maps and 30 new logic-based puzzles. So this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even it's cool to hold us over until Valve gives us Portal 3, which they've hinted at for years. I honestly don't think it's coming, but I mean, Portal 2 has so much replayability, in my opinion, just because it's you can play through it, and there's usually only a couple ways to beat the levels and whatnot, but with co-op and whatnot, and you can, there's so many possibilities, you know. It's just like a really fun game to sit down with and be like, you know, make it like a monthly thing with friends. Like, hey, let's come over, play Portal, you know, eat some food, have some snacks, and just enjoy a couple levels of Portal, you know, instead of just watching something. It's like it definitely will test people's friendships, because it's like, no, I need you to shoot this over here when I shoot this over here, so we can, you know, go in this room and blah, blah. And so it's just really cool to see that, you know, people have the creative power to create something and enhance a game that's already out.
I'm interested to see how good the puzzles are going to be, since it's not made by Valve.
I know. I might have to get this myself and test it out, because Portal 2, their puzzles were perfect and awesome. But, you know, they've been working on this for a while, so it's probably going to be pretty good. That's what I'm thinking.
I wonder if Valve is going to bring the hammer down and try to knock this off Steam or anything.
I don't know. It's unclear if Destroyed Aperture will go on to become as much of a part of the series' unofficial legacy as another fan mod, Portal Stories, Mel, but it's very at least could reinvigorate mostly dormant Portal modding scene.
Again, I could see, since it's free, that I don't see why Valve would have a problem with it.
Yeah, now if they were making money off this, Valve would probably cut their heads off.
Did they ever shut down that Half-Life ban thing that was happening?
I honestly don't think so. There's a lot of Half-Life stuff out there.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's, yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's still out there. I mean, Black Mesa is not done by Valve, and another Half-Life story-esque game isn't done by Valve. And so I don't think Valve shut it down. But, you know, who knows? Valve's an interesting company. I feel like they just lurk in the shadows, and then one day they're like, hey, we made 6 games. Here you go. Enjoy. It's like, okay, thanks, Valve. You know?
I see. I feel you. I need to finish Portal 1. Maybe I can move on to Portal 2 and then play this eventually. So
yeah,
that's something to look forward to, if this does indeed pan out. Moving on to something that's a little bit more familiar. I'm a little bit more familiar with, excuse me. Code Vein, the anime Dark Souls inspired game made by Bandai Namco, has been delayed until 2019.
Yeah, I wanted this to come out, but, you know,
if they delayed it, I'm sure they delayed it for a good reason.
That's my thing. You know, before, at a younger age and whatnot, and after when I didn't understand the industry like I do now.
Right.
Just because something is delayed doesn't mean it's not coming out, and doesn't mean it's not for a good reason. And I'm okay with that. I think
it was Miyamoto that said a delayed game could be good, but a bad game is bad forever.
That's
something
true.
Like that. So I mean, I'm not too sad. I would have loved to play it this year, but if it means it's going to be made better, I'm all for it being pushed. It was supposed to be released on the 28th of September the 28th this year.
Yeah, they said we're thankful to the Code Vein fans for giving us a huge positive feedback on the development versions of the game for the past months. As a result of the overwhelming support from the fans, we decided to postpone the release of Code Vein to further refine the game and hope to exceed fans' expectations.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but if it means better looking game, more refined combat, better story beats, I'm all for it. The game looks awesome. The art style is awesome. You want to call it like Weeaboo Dark Souls or something?
Yeah, for those of you who
great.
don't know what Code Vein is, it's like set in a future wasteland where Earth has been destroyed by some kind of disease and monsters roam around. So kind of think like God Eater meets like anime Weeaboo Dark Souls smushed together.
There's like some vampire imagery and stuff in it too, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of vampiric stuff going on, and so there's tons of stuff that you can look at online.
This is on US Gamer, by the way, if y'all want to check this article out.
Yeah, and as always, this will be in the show notes. You can look at it there. But yeah, just go to YouTube, type in Code Vein. There's tons of awesome videos on it and whatnot, and you can find out some more information there.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of information for us to talk about. They don't say when in 2019. They don't say exactly why they're changing it or anything they're adding or anything. But I know that I'm a fan of this project, and it's kind of what we like to do. Is if we find something that we're interested in, we like to throw it out there and see if y'all are interested in it as well, and let y'all know some cool news. Which
I actually didn't know you were a fan of this project. I'm surprised we haven't talked about this before.
I mean, the only thing I'm not the biggest fan just because I don't know that much about it. I just think it looks cool basically, and I love Dark Souls.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll send you some videos on it. A friend of mine does some really great YouTube videos.
I've only watched a few YouTube videos on it, which I mean it's plenty for me to know that it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Move on today. The next story here is okay. So PlayStation has not forgotten its roots. This was during an interview. Shuhei Yoshida was interviewed by Eurogamer. Shuhei Yoshida is the president of the games division of Sony, basically. It says PlayStation doesn't have a mascot as such, even if there are plenty of contenders, Nathan Drake, Sackboy, or maybe even Toro the Cat, but none of them can hold a candle to Shuhei Yoshida, the president of Sony's worldwide studios, became the friendly face of PlayStation in recent years. He started in 1993, just working as part of a small team led by Ken Kutaragi, and he was who was behind the original software. At the time, there was a Silicon graphics workstation, which was around $100K, and they said they wanted to make a machine that will be available, for less than $500. They thought this was impossible, but they kept working at it. They were screwed over by Nintendo, kind of, because they were supposed to have make a console with Nintendo, but then Nintendo kind of went behind their back and made a console. Made a different console without telling them. So they Sony was like, we're gonna just show you, how to do it right, basically. And they did so well with the PS1 and the PS2, but then they kind of got big-headed with the PS3, and they're like, you're gonna buy the PS3 because they sold 100+ million units with the PS1 and PS2, but they sold it for way too much, and everyone was kind of like, we're not gonna buy this. So they kind of learned from their mistakes, and they wanted to kind of be a company more for the gamer, and which is why the PS4 has done so well. And then in the recent months, people have kind of been scared that they're kind of going back to PS3 era Sony. because they don't want to support crossplay and all this crap. So this is kind of them saying that they haven't forgotten their roots, where they came from.
Yeah, I know. I'm personally saving up for a PS4 right now. I'm crossing that road to see if we get the Kingdom Hearts bundle. I think it's going to be a Japan-only exclusive one, though.
Nah,
So
I think there's one coming to US.
There's been rumors out right now that it might be Japan-only.
I mean, I think Kingdom Hearts might honestly be more popular in the US.
That's
like Final Fantasy is more popular in the United States than in Japan.
Exactly. So, if we don't get one in the U.S., I'll just buy the Japanese version, and it'll be fine.
I mean, as long as it's not region locked, which I don't actually know.
I think it is region locked.
If we're getting any of this information wrong, y'all can just let us know. Tell us we're idiots somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know the Switch isn't region locked.
No.
And maybe that's
why a lot of Nintendo stuff isn't, though.
That's true.
I would honestly, I don't want to butcher this article because it's a long article, well written. I would definitely recommend, if you're worried or if you're just interested in PlayStation, to go read this. This is on US or Eurogamer, so we'll leave that.
There's also a YouTube video that goes along with this.
Yes,
I don't know
I think
if it's just
a few. I mean, they're just kind of old videos that they kind of stuck in there, I think, but they're interesting nonetheless. It's talking about how that they talked at E3 during the intro of the PS4 and stuff. So I would definitely check that out.
Yeah, the last thing to say about this article is just Yoshido said it's human nature. People make mistakes. I don't know why. We're all human. We're not perfect. The PS4 is doing so well, but we don't forget why we're here now. So that's really cool. I appreciate that of them as a company just coming out and being like, hey, we make mistakes. We understand we make mistakes. We're sorry we make mistakes. We're trying to do better. And that means a lot to me as a person now that covers gaming news, but also a person that enjoys gaming and whatnot. Just because I have been part of communities and whatnot that don't listen to gamers or what people want.
Yeah, I'm hoping Sony kind of learns. It seems like they are though, and they've talked about how they're looking into the crossplay issue and everything, and it does mention that slightly in the article. Like I said, it's a pretty long article. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing. That seems a little dumb and wrong. So if you're really interested in it, I would definitely go check it out. It'll be in the show notes. Yep. The last thing we have here, OverWatch is going to be on ESPN.
This blew my mind.
Really?
This is from The Wired. I knew it was gonna. Sorry, Wired. Gosh,
we're gonna get murdered by Wired.
I know. Look, if they're listening to
this,
put out
Assassins?
Sorry I said your website. I mean,
hey,
I'm sure
if Wired is listening to this, man, hit me up.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. So yeah, how do you feel about this Overwatch?
It's crazy, man. It's awesome. Honestly, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, this is prime. It's gonna be like on prime time too. I think it's gonna be the first day or something of the playoffs or the whatever exact stages. I think it's the finals, the semifinals. It's gonna be like 7:00 Pacific Standard Time. Eastern, not Pacific, Eastern. I'm sorry, on ESPN, that's huge. That's a huge deal for esports.
And it's also going to be on Disney XD for you people that don't want to watch ESPN.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's going to be on Disney XD, ESPN, and ABC.
Correct.
But I think the first day it's just going to be on ESPN. I think. Correct. Which is huge. It's like that's
awesome
because I mean ESPN is ESPN, that's the biggest name in sports. When Overwatch League playoff kicks off, fans will be tuning in to see which team proceed to take on the league's top seeds. What's my Google Dot thing doing? Is it recording me? Okay. Anyway. Okay, so they have a multi-year agreement with Disney and ESPN, which was announced recently. On the 11th, and it's like this is insane, really. It's gonna air live on the July the 28th will be the first day it's aired, and it's gonna air on like I said, ESPN, like the main ESPN, And then as the tournament goes on, it's going to go to like ESPN2 and, like you said, Disney XD, and there's going to be some stuff on ABC. Like this is, I mean, maybe I'm blowing this out of proportion because I know then there are other games that have been on TV before. Do what?
Oh, I was just saying, there's not been, to my knowledge, there's not been any games that have been on TV.
No, there have. Just not on ESPN that I know of.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
ESPN. Okay, so esports coverage has thrived in the era of streaming. Yeah, Twitch is huge in it, but I believe Counter-Strike, maybe Street Fighter, and a few more actually have though. Actually, I know they have because TBS, I believe, has a esports time slot where they put on esports sometimes. So they have been, but there's a big difference between, no offense to TBS, but TBS and ESPN, like, they're, especially in the realm of sports, like, this is like one step closer to them being in the Olympics, basically.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome.
Like, this is going to be people who don't even know what Overwatch is seeing Overwatch. That's the level we're talking about.
Exactly, and in my head, I wonder if they're going to change the way they broadcast and how they do the Overwatch League to explain to people what this is. I want to see what promos and stuff they're going to do, because it's not like they don't have highlight reels and stuff to do, to make VODs.
I think it'll probably be similar to what it is on Twitch, just on ESPN.
ESPN? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. This is leading us right into our topic, so we're just basically going to keep talking about this. Our topic, as we said at the top of the show, is basically, are esports really sports? Or are they sports at all? How do they compare to traditional sports and everything? So this is a huge step towards people recognizing, I don't know about Jordan, but I'm going to fight for the fact that they are. I mean, I have a video on our YouTube channel speaking to someone a semi-professional esports player, and he gives a very compelling argument to why he believes that they do belong in the same context as traditional sports.
I 100% agree with you. I feel they are sports because anything that you have to put
that much time
time and energy into, they're not like doing arm curls or whatever. But
if you're doing a physical activity like that, which it's a physical activity, it may not be, you're not gonna break your arm doing it. But people have like injured. I mean, there have been people who play Guitar Hero that like got injuries to their wrists. But no, seriously though, people have gotten injured. People put hours and hours and hours into it a day. Why is my phone not on silent?
Because it hates you.
Oh my gosh!
It hates you.
It says it's on silent.
Well, it definitely hates you. So, with me, the thing that I find the most interesting, I've watched esports on and off, but I really got into it with the Overwatch League. And so with my team is the Florida Mayhem.
Oh no!
Because
oh no!
I know. I just really like them.
God help your soul! Oh my gosh!
Hey, at least I'm not a Shanghai Dragons fan.
That's true. Oh
gosh!
Oh.
Got him!
Got him!
But let me stop moving away from my mic. I'm like swaying around.
We have to make sure Jordan's not too low again.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! If we're not loud enough, I'm gonna cry because we're gonna have to do this over again.
Oh, no, we're not doing it over again. You hear that? Our lovely listeners, you're getting this raw and uncut.
Oh.
So.
We only cut if somebody says something too horrific.
That's true.
So
we try to keep this
like
pretty
10 to
easy
20
listening.
cuts an episode. We got to say something so bad that even we cringe at it.
Exactly. But Florida Mayhem, they were talking about how they have to eat differently and sleep, get enough sleep and whatnot. That's just with anything, man. Like, this is their job. They are getting paid to do this, which is pretty awesome.
That guy that I was talking about talked about how he's played baseball and football. He lifts weights. He talks about how he puts more time into being a semi-professional gamer than he ever did playing traditional sports.
Yeah. For me, I know you have more information on actual athletes, like traditional athletes, than I do of that. But I know for me, I used to play sports when I was younger and whatnot. I can't remember if I was very good at them or not. But anyway, I did play them.
I mean, like you played sports. I played sports. I played sports up through middle school and tried to play in high school. But I'm just as good at bad as that as I am at as I am at esports.
Yeah,
it's like it's like you have the same kind of feeling. Like, oh, I'm much worse at this than these other guys.
Exactly. And it's anybody that says esports is not a sport is wrong.
Yeah, I don't even really think it's really an opinion. It's like,
it's not. It's just, yes, this guy that works for, I'm pretty sure he works for ESPN. On an interview, I think it was USA Today, back when Overwatch League, I think it was like their second week, and they had I think it was LA Valiant, some of them on there. And if I remember what video it is, I'll put it in the show notes. If not, you can just scour YouTube for it. But they were talking about how they see these Overwatch League players the same as they do their LeBron James and Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, he's a scientist.
Who are you talking?
Yeah. I'm trying to name off actual athletic people that
you
play
got
sports.
LeBron James.
That's all I know.
You got
and
Tom
Michael Jordan.
Brady.
That's it. That Tiger guy still plays sports?
Tiger Woods? I don't know if he still plays or not. Jordan Spieth plays golf. Ricky Fowler plays golf. Roger Federer plays tennis. Are you talking about like those kind of people? Who was saying that they see him like that?
This guy that works for ESPN.
Oh, really? Is he like a guy that they brought on to host esports stuff?
No, he was just a guy that was in the. I think he owned one of the teams or something.
Okay.
I think he owned. I forgot what team he owned. Anyway, he was some kind of big sports dude, and they're like, "What do you think about?"
It wasn't. Was it Robert Kraft?
I think so.
Might have been. He's the owner of the New England Patriots.
That sounds.
And
about
he also
right.
owns the Boston Uprising.
Yep. Sure. Let's say yes to all those things. That sounds 95% correct.
I was super big into sports until a few years ago.
But yeah,
because
so he
sports
was saying,
just crush your soul because everyone loses.
Yep, man. But he was saying that that these guys sign contracts. They can make just as much money as a LeBron James or somebody playing video games.
They're not gonna make.
Not yet.
No, but eventually
they might be able to.
I mean, they're making probably $100,000 plus, and putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's the main thing excuse me. The main thing to me is they're doing something that most people, the vast majority of people, cannot do.
Yeah.
They have skills that normal people do not have. There's like videos online explaining how quick their reaction time is. They're just as skilled as athletes. They're just skilled in different ways.
Exactly.
This physical skills is just like micro skills. Like their micro reaction time, I think it's called or something, is insane. Like it's basically how fast they can press the left click is faster than anyone on the planet. Which might not seem like a lot, but it's just as impressive when you think about it.
And I haven't just watched Overwatch League. I've watched some League of Legends. I've watched some of Dota, some Counter Strike.
Yeah, I watch
all these different.
I've watched some Counter Strike, some fighting games. I've watched some Rainbow Six.
I've watched some. I guess I have watched some Rainbow Six and some fighting games. But it's insane, and it's just yes, all these people are professionals, or they're semi-pros, or they're Twitch affiliates that could become semi-pros and different stuff like that. But it's interesting to see each group of esports pros that they all have different. Yes, they all play video games. Yes, they're all pros, but they all have different sets of skills. Like someone that's a Dota pro
isn't going to be a pro at Overwatch.
In Overwatch, per se.
And maybe if it's like saying LeBron James couldn't be a pro tennis player, or I was trying to think of someone that Jordan would know here. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Tom said Tom Brady. Tom Brady couldn't be a professional tennis player, but maybe if they had grown up playing that, like maybe if Tom Brady was taught how to play tennis from the time he was 4, he would be just as good. Maybe if Dreamcast or somebody had been had played StarCraft their whole life, they'd be just as good at StarCraft. I don't know how the skills transfer, but they are skills. They are the physical and mental skills that majority of the world doesn't have.
Yeah, and it's not like going from UFC to WWE kind of a thing, or vice versa.
WWE is fake.
Well, yeah,
God,
but
yeah.
some of them are still real fighters. But you can go, in my head, you can go from League of Legends to Dota, and Dota to League of Legends. But you can maybe even go from Counter-Strike to Overwatch.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what conversation we're having right now. What's this conversation?
So I'm just saying how very specific esports. If you're a pro, you could go from one game to another game and be relatively good. Like if a Counter-Strike pro wanted to go play Overwatch, they could use the aim skills and the team communication skills they have in Counter-Strike to be good at Overwatch, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess so, but I'm kind of confused on... Okay. I thought, okay. I don't know.
You're just saying how,
You're just saying...
I'm just saying that, yeah, Counter-Strike could go to Overwatch, Overwatch could go to Counter-Strike. If you're playing a MOBA, you could go to another MOBA and be good, but you couldn't go from, like, a League of Legends, couldn't go to Overwatch, kind of a thing.
You're just comparing that to, how maybe a ping pong player couldn't go play soccer or something?
Yeah, or, a baseball player couldn't go be a UFC fighter,
Right, but they have the skills, maybe they could.
They have the skills, yeah.
They've been training their whole life, I guess. I don't...
Exactly.
I'm super
what
confused
I'm saying
right now.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you. What I'm saying is that these pro players they all have a base set of skills
right, okay, yeah.
to be good.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Video games.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is if they understood the concept, essentially, Overwatch is just an FPS game.
It's an FPS MOBA.
Yeah. And so there's that. And then the Counter-Strike is just an FPS game. And so you could easily just be like, well, I know how to aim really well in Counter-Strike. I should be able to go aim really well in Overwatch, kind of a thing. So it just made me think of how some of the Overwatch League players, they play Osu and different games like that to...
Osu.
Osu, it's a rhythm-based game. They use it to... a lot of them use it for aim tracking.
I know a lot
not
of
aim
people
tracking, but aim practicing, reaction times and stuff. They use it for that.
I know a lot of them played TF2 and Counter-Strike back in the day.
Yeah. So it's insane to watch some.
I think I get what you're saying. Your argument was really confusing me.
Yeah, I just said it in a weird way. I just didn't know how to get it out, and so I just used. Yeah, my brain just couldn't figure out how to say it correctly. But
I don't. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. And honestly, esports have been around for 20 plus years, but I don't know, maybe Overwatch in particular and it being on ESPN could really kind of set a precedent here. And I'm gonna look something up real quick, but it could.
I definitely think that it's insane, and it says a lot about Blizzard as a company and Overwatch as a game that it's the first one to be on ESPN.
Yeah, at least that I know of.
And Blizzard's done so much amazing stuff with the, I guess, consumer part of it, like watching Overwatch League, down to the colors of the uniforms, to the casters, to the call-outs and whatnot, to just making it an enjoyable thing. Even though I understand what's happening, is for someone that I feel like I could pull this up at a friend's house and be like, hey, you want to watch the game? And it'd be an Overwatch game. And they would be able to, after one match or a couple team fights and whatnot, they'd be able to understand what's going on, which was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, Overwatch isn't exactly the easiest
thing to just plop down and watch.
But at its core, it is, you understand this guy got a kill, that's good, or this guy died, that's bad.
Exactly.
I was going to try to find a specific quote by, if you're a... Sorry, I'm clicking around here to try to find links.
What you looking for?
There's a quote by if you're an NBA fan, you'll know him. His name is Gordon Hayward. He's a player for the Boston Celtics now. He did play for the Jazz. But he talks about how esports like how they're just as competitive, and they take skill and passion and time and all this crap that maybe people don't think they do. Here's I can't find the exact quote, but he does have. I'll throw this quote in there, and then it says, "I think I was initially drawn to this serious gaming for the same reason I was drawn to sports. I'm an actually competitive person. I enjoy being placed on an even playing field against a competitor and trying to outperform them. It drives me. There's a bizarre logic that if you're willing to put in the time to be good at a video game, you won't be willing to put in time. You won't be willing to put in the time to become good at anything else. This complete nonsense regresses the conversation surrounding these thoughtful, challenging, and advanced games that are consistently pushing barriers." So and he also he's one of the cover. He's got a sponsorship with I think he got it recently with HyperX, and it's probably because he's been so outspoken about how important and skilled and cool just how esports are, even though he is an NBA superstar.
That's awesome. So this quote from Steve Bornson, the former CEO of ESPN, NFL, and the current chairman of the Blizzard Activision
he just said,
esports division.
Quote, "Esports are stinky and stupid."
That's kind of what he said. He said, quote, "Esports will rival the biggest traditional sports leagues."
Boy, that's the opposite of what he said. Oh.
I know. In terms of future opportunities. End quote.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah. So that,
that's a guy who would know from what you described him as.
Yeah, he's the current chairman of Blizzard Esports.
And you said he had dealings with ESPN and the NFL, like he was high up at both of those organizations?
Yeah, he's the former CEO of the ESPN and the NFL network.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is big. Yeah, those are two big channels.
Steve Borstein. Borstein?
Surprised I don't recognize that name. Here, I'm going to look that up if you have any.
Okay. Yeah, it's just really cool to, obviously we're biased. We do a video game podcast, and we enjoy video games, and we love esports. And everybody that I've talked to currently, it's cool to have a conversation about, people are now accepting the fact that you can make money from playing video games. A coworker of mine, she was saying how she didn't want to work anymore, whatever, and how she just wanted to do something easy. Another coworker of mine walked around the corner and was like, "Well, you're a girl. If you have a computer and a camera."
Oh my gosh.
She's like, "I'm not doing that." And he's like, "What? I was gonna say you could just play Minecraft or something. People get paid to do that all the time." She's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, And I was like, "Yeah, people get paid to play video games all the time."
This is crazy. I'm looking up this thing you showed me. He's not young either. He's like in his 60s.
Mm-hmm. He's a wise man.
Yeah, that's crazy. It shows that people are willing to change or willing to, despite people's age and stuff, can see the future, I guess.
Yeah. So let us know.
What you think, definitely.
Listeners. Let us know what you think, what you don't think. If you think esports are really sports, if they're not sports, let us know if you're an up-and-coming esports player, what your game is. Maybe you're trying to start an esports community for, I don't know, Terraria or some other game.
Some Terraria streams. That's what we need, boy.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, just figure it out. Let us know if you're an esports player. We really appreciate all the interactions and whatnot. As always, you can find the podcast at OneUpMePodcast on Twitter. You can use the hashtag OneUpMePodcast or the hashtag PlayOn to interact with us on Twitter. We appreciate the likes, the dislikes. You can tell us what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show.
Yep. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your grandma. Put it on your Twitter, put it on Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah, oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, you can email us. Just rate, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, email to us. You can leave a review. You can find us on YouTube, Google Play, the new Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Podcast, probably other things. I don't know. Not Spotify. Everywhere. I know you can't find us on Spotify or SoundCloud.
You cannot find us on Spotify or SoundCloud, but you can find us anywhere that you get your podcast. We've been working on a lot of cool stuff for you guys lately. We do have a website. It's going to be oneupmepodcast.wixsite.com/play.
Try to get an article there. We're going to put the podcast there. If we have any YouTube videos, we're going to put links there. We're going to try to have articles there and whatnot. Maybe try to have at least one a week.
Yep, and we also did a switch. We're going to start streaming.
Me and Jordan have both separately streamed a little bit the past few weeks. Going to try to keep doing that, although my computer isn't great, honestly. It just kind of, during my last stream, it just kind of quit. My entire computer just shut down. So maybe not every week, but, maybe we'll try to stream together as well. We do have a Twitch channel for the company or whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
whatever you want to call us. Like we have a One Up Me Twitch. It's One Up Me Podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to change that. It should be One Up Me Gaming or something like that. But it's gonna take a little while for them to let us change it. If you want to follow us on there, though, be my guest. We'd love to see all you.
We're definitely trying to. We're trying to develop our brand, and Ryan is really good at writing articles, and so we're trying to develop our One Up Me brand. I think I would enjoy being a streamer, and so I'm trying to find a new line of work.
You gonna be a streamer girl? A cam girl?
I will. I'll wear a wig. I'm not scared to. And so I'm trying to, going on a personal note, I'm trying to find a current job. I'll say paycheck. I'm trying to find a paycheck right now where it's where I don't work as many late nights, where I can do some more streams and do some more games.
You need a sugar daddy?
And whatnot. No, I'm good.
I don't know. I mean, I can't be nobody's sugar daddy. I need to have a sugar daddy of my own. I don't know.
I know. But yeah, we're just trying to figure out life, whatnot right now. Thank you for all your wonderful listens, though. We appreciate you.
Thanks for all the love. You can if you guys want to check out who we get our music from. That's the Heatler Brothers on YouTube and on Twitter. The name of the song we use is 8-Bit Passion.
Yep. And thank you for getting us to 500 downloads so far.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
I honestly.
It is fun doing this. It's more work than you think it would be, but it is fun.
It is. It's funny. I didn't think it'd be this much work, even though I enjoy
especially if we do if we do more YouTube videos and an article a week and stuff. That's gonna even make and stream. That's gonna be a lot of work. But I do look forward to it. I have fun with it. I really do.
Yeah, it's super fun. It'll be much easier when me and Ryan live in the same place, which will happen next year.
I won't have to. Jordan won't wake up. Oh my gosh!
Exactly. I won't sleep as much.
It's
I have a normal job.
It's gonna be 5:00 in the afternoon or something by the time we get through with this, and it was supposed to be 12. We're supposed to do it in the morning. And then eat lunch. That was the plan, but this kid had to stay up until 4:00 in the morning.
I know. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll even out all this stuff, and we'll keep bringing you guys guys and girls, people, quality content. We definitely appreciate you listening. Share with a friend. Hope you guys have an awesome week, and we'll see you next time. And as always,
play on.
Boom, there you go.
Oh, well, that's not the right one.
We'll go with it, though. I like it.